I just had a chat about dating with, let's say, an old friend, and I realized something that I wanted to share more wildly. Now, I've messed up more potentially dream relationships than I can bear to remind myself of. And after having dated quite a few and quite a variety of people, and periodically studied the subject quite seriously and systematically, I've come to realize that it's not enough to be able to get what you want and get the people you want, but also to get what you want from the people you want, which particularly for women might be important, and for men that are actually serious. Scene and setting, so to speak. Now, there's this paradox in dating that with someone you really want to share something as epic as the rest of your life with, you kind of want to have an epic origin story as well. It doesn't sound great to say that we met on a dating app and then we kind of just stuck together without quite knowing why, and we just kind of found ourselves putting these round metal things on each other's fingers. But by definition, you don't know that person when you first meet them, so whether to invest financially, emotionally, socially in them is a bit of a roulette game. Obviously, the deeper characteristics of the person and your compatibility is what matters in the long run. But that long run might never occur without the right catalyst at the beginning. The same applies to the opening period. You know them a little bit better, but whether to push it forward is a leap into the unknown as well. Now, I had this epic first date in which I was invited as the plus one for a wedding party in Bordeaux. The person getting married was my date's best friend from her undergrad at Harvard, so she had a massive role in the ceremony. Obviously, the wedding couple was the most photographed couple, but everybody thought that we were just so cute that we came in as a close second. And this was just hours after we had met for the first time. Anyway, there's no long story because the story was short. The euphoria fizzled the moment we weren't together anymore. So just to say, an epic origin story is not quite enough. Nevertheless, I hypothesized that opening period is particularly crucial for women to get what they want from who they want. So number 3. In my story, she clearly did get what she wanted from whom she wanted, just to realize that she did not actually know what she wanted in the first place. Now, for men, number 1, getting what you want, is a challenge in a way that women cannot even begin to imagine. Apparently, all but the top 10% of men on dating apps basically don't get any dates at all. But once mastered, number 2, getting who you want, gets a little bit easier. And once you master that, number 3, getting what you want from whom you want, tends to become even easier. This sequence has not quite applied in my personal life, but I'm just talking in general terms here, or rather hypothesizing. For women, I think it probably is the other way around. So number 1 is definitely the easiest, and number 3 gets harder. Although it might not involve the same strategy as for men, probably more quality over quantity. If they have number 2, the scene and setting, that opening catalyst is particularly important. Because believe me, men can definitely be seduced into giving, or rather being more than they may have planned on initially. It is only now, after a decade of work, that I've started to experience a certain degree of success that I've taken it a bit easier, patiently waiting as I become even more hypergamous than I was. And I'm not sure my friend quite realized how much work this takes. So I apologize for keeping this a little bit vague around the details, but I do think that the ambiguity is productive.